Hi, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. This is part of Star Wars Saturdays. Star Wars Saturdays is an ongoing anthology campaign that I run for the Gauntlet community. The Gauntlet is an online group of fans across the world of indie, small press, and OSR tabletop RPGs. And every month for Star Wars Saturdays, I pick a different RPG and I offer it up to the Gauntlet. We have an RSVP website and folks will jump in. So it's always a grab bag of who can make it. And those folks will gather together at the beginning of a month for that particular system. They'll either create brand new characters or they'll pull in characters from previous series that they've had, sometimes having to recreate them mechanically because they came from one game system to another. I love it. It's a fun little way to tell lots of different stories within this galaxy that existed a long time ago. We are in the second session of HyperspaceD6, a game that I'm pretty fond of. It is a game that Matt Click took Weston Games D6 Star Wars, which is like open D6 now. And he took the original idea of the first Star Wars RPG and trimmed it way down. It's like a 30-page RPG. Really cool. And then I hacked it a little bit more using some Lady Blackbird style influences and ideas, mostly because as a GM, I'm so lazy that I can't possibly be arsed to roll dice on my own. That's really like I did all that work so that I wouldn't have to roll dice. You're welcome. And a brief aside, our latest video had a comment on it from Matt Click himself saying we're doing a great job. So I wanted to pass that along to you, my fellow players, because I thought that was pretty neat. And thanks for watching, Matt. Hope I don't disappoint you on the second session. So HyperspaceD6, we are playing in the timeline after Palpatine fell down a hole and then was in a Death Star that exploded, so he's obviously dead forever. During the early days of the New Republic. And we're pulling out a little bit of expanded universe, but really our core canon is the original trilogy. This timeline is somewhere after Return, before all the way out to Mandalorian, but similar to some of the things you see in the Mandalorian series on Disney Plus. And one of the things I pulled in from the expanded universe, the idea of a guy known as the Warlord of the Empire, Zsinj, who said, "Oh, Palpy's dead. That's fine. I'll just keep running the Imperial stuff here in my Imperial remnant." And he has an area that's known as Zsinj's Empire. And that's where this game is set. But these guys are not Imperials at all. In HyperspaceD6 in this series, everyone is currently working for the New Republic. There is a toehold that the Republic has gained inside Zsinj's Empire on a planet known as Arda II. And these guys took over a base called Whisper Base and are operating out of it, but they aren't there when we start off this session. We'll get to that in just a moment. So before we have our introduction of characters, let me remind everyone, we do have some safety tools because all good games have safety tools. All good tabletop role-playing games should have some kind of safety tools because, we're grown-ass people and we need tools to make sure that we feel safe or that we can pull a ripcord if something weird happens. We have lines, and lines are content we're not interested in having in this story at all. We have veils. Veils are, okay, we're cool if it happens, but we're not going to shine a spotlight on it. We'll fade to black, or we'll do a star wipe away from it. And then the last one is ask first, which is, hey, it's contextual. It may be okay, but please introduce it as a player talking to the other players about your idea before you just drop it in there. And like, for example, I always stick in ask first on midichlorians because some people have a snit fit over that thing. And some people are like, okay, whatever. So it's better to just say, hey, I'm thinking maybe my character has a high midichlorian count. Is that cool with everybody? And if anybody says maybe something like else, then leave it at the table. Then the last safety tool that we have, the most important one, is the X card because it can be played at any time for any reason. If you, as an adult here playing this make-believe game, feel uncomfortable or if something is really ruining your fun, you could say, hey, Rich, I need to X card something. Oh, you haven't heard that one? You should Google it. I think it's a Southern colloquialism. So the X card is a full stop. It's the kind of thing where, for whatever reason is important to you, you play the X card, that content is gone. I'll pause the game. I may check in with you just to understand what was X carded, or I may confirm, hey, was it teeth? I've actually had teeth X carded on me before. And then it's gone. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to tell me why. I'm not gonna question it. I just want to understand what it was. Excise it from our play. And then we continue on. Those are all the safety tools. That's all of my preamble. Let's get to a quick reintroduction for our characters. Let's start from the left-hand side of the character keeper, heading towards the right, which means Cody, you get to go first. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Yeah, hi, I'm Cody. I use the he, him pronouns. Today I'm playing Temet Ardand, also he, him. He is a ranger for the New Republic. He gets up to the nasty frontier work that sometimes folks don't want to admit needs getting done. And he's here on Whisper Base to take down Zsinj and his empire. That's just what needs to happen. And you know what? If somebody's got a stim laying around, that's cool too. And he'll take that, okay? It'll be okay. It'll be okay. All right, I'm going to go outside.
Next up is Sabine. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Hi, my name is Sabine. I use any pronouns. I'm playing Zyra Tarvo, and somebody stuck Mora Vader next to her name, which, well, okay, she claimed to be Darth Vader's daughter, obviously, because Zyra is a pilot, and she's pretty good, and Zyra is also somebody who talks like a lot. Zyra's pretty young. I think she's still in her very late teens or something like that. And she grew up with a couple of unsavory mercs and pirates and smugglers of the Unbound, and she's still a member of that. But now she's stuck with these guys. So, well, but this has been fun. Not very, she didn't make a lot of money, but that's not what she's here for. She's here for the fun, and you know, with these guys, she gets to pretend to be Mora Vader at the Imperials, which is, yeah, fine.
Thank you very much, Sabine. Will, you're up next. Wake up, Will. Will.
I'm playing Lieutenant Kel Trazik, who is, I guess, has been fighting since just after the Battle of Hoth. So we're looking at like 7 years in the rebellion at this point, I think. Like, he's been with it almost as much as Luke and Leia have, really, I guess. And he was a bounty hunter before that. And last session, he got to, you know, settling a score would be beneath Lieutenant Trazik. But, you know, I can't say it wasn't satisfying to take down Gita Laroon and, you know, rifle through her pockets.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Will. Last but not least is Greg. Introduce yourself. Tell us about your character, please.
My name is Greg. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Lilith Case, who is she, her. She is the daughter of Dalcaeus, a infamous mercenary captain who has broken off from her father after becoming disgusted with his willingness to work with the remnants of the Imperials, and so is the fresh-faced recruit to the New Republic here.
I love it. She joined out of a snit fit, right? No. No, that's it. She went through basics. She's indoctrinated. It's all good. But, you know, freedom from the Empire, and not at all because it makes her dad mad. All right. We kick off this session, the low hum of the sound of our, as I click on the ship to make sure what it's called today, the Dreaming Gundark in the background, and all four of you, I don't know, is it Kel that like dumps the pack of all of Gita Laroon's stuff into a table, maybe?
Yeah, Kel is rooting for it, pulls out one of those energy bars, you know, like peels the foil off, throws one at Tamet, who's probably still groggy from the stun blast, right? And then goes, well, let's see what we got here. Gita always did run heavily armed. And I think I would like to first take that credit chain code.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to split all of the credits between the party equally.
Okay, so just so we're clear, There are 2 sets of money. There's a cred stick keyed to her chain code, which means it's got some security on it. You'll need to break that security to get the 1500 cred stick loose.
I throw that to Case, who seems the most appropriate person here, and could also use the slicer gear that I take around with me everywhere. I suppose I can lend that to them, so they would get +1d to that roll to hack into it, to slice into it. I mean, yeah.
Sweet.
But otherwise, does anyone have dibs on anything that they want? I
want a med pack, please, because I didn't lose mine. I used mine. It doesn't have to have a stim, but if it does, I would take that, actually.
I'm curious about the data pad and what's on there.
Cool. Okay. Primarily, the data pad is pretty lightweight. Like, imagine the Star Wars version of an Amazon Fire. So it's got like entertainment stuff, communication stuff, but it also has a program to keep track of those tracker bugs that are along with it.
It strikes me that the carbine is, longer range and stuff than the pistol. If anyone wants that, a holdout blaster could be good for. I don't feel like sneaking a blaster, holdout blaster in is really Cal style. But however, if no one demands it, I would definitely like the thermal detonator.
Yeah, fun with. I mean, I could have fun with that, but sure, take it.
Then I think definitely Zyra like, ooh, and then Cal's like, whoop, and grabs it out from the table, like, no.
Can I have the glow rod? Just
you can have the glow stick, Zyra. Feel free.
Yay. You never know when that might come in handy, and also I can edit this thing, but I've been invited to do that. So,
well,
Yes,
boss, I'd like to take one of these knives, and if I could, a holdout blaster would be nice. I don't need the carbine. I have my own with the scope, you see.
Well,
I'll wait for all of you to pick it over.
Oh, Luli, you're too kind. Hammett takes a big old bite of the energy bar, puts the holdout blaster in, puts a knife in his boot.
I don't
grab 62 and a half loose credits.
I don't like these energy bars. They taste funny. I mean, probably good for you humans though.
Yeah, don't read the galactic basic of what's in that energy bar.
Yeah, there's no meat in that, and I'm not.
There is meat. It's according to what you call, like which organics you construe as meat, but it's kind of meat.
I don't know.
I heard there's a company on Sereno. They put some weird stuff in theirs.
I don't like these.
Can they even call it meat? Aren't there regulations around that?
I mean, out here in the field, you got to get used to scrounging what you can. So I wouldn't be too picky. But hey, Case, you take the carbine, and we all got comms. I guess whoever's got hold of the data pad should keep hold of the trackers as well.
All right. Yes, sir.
I've got a med pack. Zyra's got a med pack. Do you want both of them, Zyra, or do you should we spread it out a bit?
Yeah, let's spread it out a bit. But I want one because I've got a smaller one.
Yeah.
And I tend to get hurt sometimes, because to quote one of my popsies, because you are fucking carking a reckless kid.
Well, I don't know what he could possibly mean.
You don't, and I'll show you. I'll show you.
I'm kind of tempted to load Case up with the med pack. It feels more in keeping with like that supporty character than Ardan, and I also am thinking that maybe, as Ardan's like hand slips towards the med pack on the table, right, like reaching for that sweet stim inside, Kel just grabs it and tosses it to Case.
No, probably for the best. I think I got some med packs here in my survival pack anyways, and oh no, those are empty. Where's the
But then all that remains really is, I think, to we've got another vibro knife going if anyone wants one. I already have one. I'm already walking around with a lot of frag grenade thermal detonator.
I wouldn't
and
mind
streamer.
wouldn't mind having a vibro knife. I mean, I've been taught to use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm
Now
a
you have a
Russian.
combat knife and a vibro knife. You can do like
Oh, wow.
two-handed, like.
I do have a combat knife, it's true. But yeah, you never know. Vibro knives are fun. They vibrate, you know.
And I'd like to check that holo recorder. Do they seem to be personal messages? You know, like.
Yeah, you flick it on, and from the first few seconds, it is pretty obvious that these are personal messages from a male Twi'lek named Bagtalan, and he's like giving her updates about stuff that's going on back home on Ryloth. Yes, they are.
There's no like heartfelt message about like, you know, well, the 1,500 credits that we've got in our account, that'll just pay the rent, and you know we won't get kicked out by our landlord on Ryloth.
It does not start off that way, but if you wait a few minutes, it gets to the point of like, thank you for the 1,000 creds you sent that helped us take care of rent, and lists out a few kids' names that it sounds like perhaps those are Gita's kids or adopted kids, or you're not sure. But yeah, there's some kind of sending money back home to family going on for Gita.
Damn it. Well, then I don't. I'm afraid Lieutenant Trazik won't be asking that cred stick to be coded, and in fact intends fully to send back the holo recorder with the cred stick. We're keeping the loose creds, but we're sending back the holo recorder and the thing to you know, the nearest guild outpost, basically, along with a message to say like, here's your stuff, you know.
Can I ask, what did we do with Gita herself?
I imagine just left her.
Yeah, I think you stunned her and left her just laying there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
With obviously no weapons. But hey, she's a bounty hunter. She'll make her way off planet, I'm sure.
We left her combat knife stuck in the dirt next to her. You know?
Damn straight.
Yeah.
And alive. She gets a life. That's
Yeah.
a bargain. Cool. So the 1,500 cred stick tied to her chain code and the personal messages from this.
Yeah, I mean,
you're gonna send that stuff back. Okay.
Yeah. I as much as it pains me to see, like, you know, an amount of credits disappear from the player's hands, I'm totally up for if somebody else was to try and like 5-finger discount that on the way out. Of course, that's entirely up to you. But I feel like Cal would not, you know, want the dependents to suffer, kind of thing. It's all just a job, right? Professional courtesy and all.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with that, and I think the lieutenant makes the call. Temmet doesn't need money much, so he's fine with that.
That's why you sign up for the New Republic military, right? You don't need money much.
For the sweet paycheck.
I had a fortune at one point in time, friends, and it didn't last me long.
I don't mind. I'll get more money. I mean, I've still got some of the winnings from the Minos race stashed somewhere, I think, maybe. I don't know. That my popsies can take care of that.
If this was an imp's cred stick, then that'd be in our pocket. But last thing I want is this bounty hunter chasing me down too. So.
In case
Lilith's been pretty quiet.
I wonder. I definitely hand over the stuff to Caius then to say, you know, you make sure you deal with this. Make sure it gets back to the guild house. I wonder what would your father think of handing back money to people that you've taken? That's not very mercenary, is it?
I think it's the right choice. This is makes me feel better about being here.
Cool.
I did enjoy being a murder hobo though. Not a murder hobo, a stun hobo, man.
Stun hobo.
Yeah, and I think as we go back, there's a long, like, sort of rambling moan about how Whisper Base is like so radically undersupplied, right? Like it's a forward base right here on the things. The supply lines don't reach us. We've got to scavenge everything that we've got. You'd think once we won all this, we wouldn't be running like scraping every barrel that we come across. But no, still rifling through people's pockets to try and fight a war.
Damn straight. Are there any scenes that folks would like on the Dreaming Gundark or your ship before you arrive back at Whisper Base?
Yeah, I would like to talk to what's her name? Sorry, Lilith. Just I don't know precisely what about, but maybe ask her why she joined up with these New Republic guys. I mean,
is this the
because
thing that Zyra would ask privately? Like, would you go to Lilith's room or catch her in the engine room? Or
I would ask her but maybe go to the engine room or ask her to come to the I don't think we have a bridge. We have a cockpit or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, just a cockpit.
Yeah. If she wants to come up there, because I think Zyra, as having grown up with a mercenary guild herself, she knows Case, right? She would know about your dad. So
Yes.
maybe she wants to ask you about that. So yeah,
And I've been kind of curious about Zyra.
Yeah, she's currently fiddling around with the name. What was the name of the thing that sent out the name of the ship?
Oh, like the transponder code?
The transponder codes. She's fiddling around with the transponder codes because that ship has been the Dreaming Gun for too long anyway. And when she sees you, she said, "Hi, I'm just fiddling around with the transponder codes here. This is not my ship, but it's a loan, I guess, for a friend." I think he's probably still my friend. I hope.
I hope so too, but smart move with the transponder codes.
This is not a smart move. This is just a little fun I'm having with the name of the ship, because I learned it from one of my popsies. So he didn't change the transponder codes. He just painted names on ships that were mostly the right names, but sometimes they weren't. He had a weird sense of humor.
Yeah, that seems pretty kludgy. This way is much cleaner.
Yeah, but he likes painting. So do I. Have you looked at this lost cat? I painted that over there. If you want to have a lost cat on something or something else on something, I'm your person.
Cool. It's kind of nice to run into people who have some interests other than, well, shooting people and making money. So
I mean, shooting people and making money is also fine, but I mean, I'm American, but
really,
yeah.
What company did you?
I'm with the Unbound. We are basically about liberating stuff, like liberating people, prisons, art, credits. Some say we're pirates, but that's not entirely true.
Yeah, that's pretty much the way I was taught about them. So they weren't, I mean, pirates, I guess, but you got to make a living.
Yeah. I mean, right? So you're your name is Chaos. So were you with the Chaos group people?
I'm Dell's daughter.
Oh, wow, okay. Hardy was not too nice a person. So hey, come on, why are you with the Republic now? I'm curious. I have to know. And you can see her ears; they go up like this.
Oh well, yeah. So I grew up with Chaos Raiders. They were my family, and for years my dad kind of tried to keep me a little sheltered. You know, I was the mechanic. I'd just be back at base most of the time, fixing stuff. But as I grew up, you know, started to get more involved. I think he even had some thoughts about, you know, eventually handing over the company to me, but you know, sort of tried me out, let me come on some stuff, and turned out to be a lot dirtier business in the end. And, you know, as a kid, you know, hey, you know, dad's off doing his job, but when you start seeing the after effects of some of the missions we'd run, and as time went by, he's found a real kind of steady paycheck almost with the ex-Imperials. And too many times I've watched refugees, you know, fleeing from we'd come in, sweep out any resistance, and the Imperials come in later and the people scatter. And
Oh, wow.
I still remember that woman with her little child, and actually tried to chase after some of them, or chase after her, but yeah. So that went on for a while, but eventually just decided I had to do something about it, and so here I am.
That's very noble. I mean, I'm just, okay, it's more complicated. You know, one of my popsies was with the Republic, and then they send him, he's a pilot, right? And they send him for grunt duty on some planet crawling through the mud. And I never understood why. And then he got injured and I had to take up his tab. So here I am, I guess. So, yeah, but.
Well, thanks for saying it's noble. I wish it felt more like that. I still kind of feel like I'm a runaway, but.
Yeah, well, you are, but
certainly.
You ran away from something bad. Sorry. So.
Well, you don't get to choose your family, so.
Well, you know, I'm. You can probably see that I'm Sigerian, right?
Yes.
I mean, yeah, and I have actually family on Sigeria, but the ship that well, it was a slaver's ship, and it got the Unbound got onto the board, and they liberated the slaves, and then they found me, and I was a tiny little Sigerian toddler, I guess, and they took me on. And that's where I got my family from. But I could have chosen to go back to be Sigeria and be hold your horses, but be a princess. I'm actually a Sigerian princess. What? And I'm not making this up. I've made up a lot of stuff, but I actually am a Sigerian princess. And my uncle found me, and yeah.
So
he set a bounty on my head, right? And my friends called him, and we took him for the bounty.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's so Sigerian.
Well, that's mostly yeah. It was fun, right? And I had this ancient electro whip, and I threw it away, just into a crowd of people, just for a distraction. It was amazing.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
I mean, I've got a good life in my guild, and now, well, with these guys, they're nice, I guess. And we had a Wookiee diplomat for a time. He was great. I don't remember what he was called, but he was great.
Yeah, Lieutenant Trazik seems great, and I guess you guys all like Temid Ardand. Seems okay.
Yeah, I think he takes the stems from the med packs. Pretty sure
I've-
that the sim.
I've seen it before, but he doesn't seem too bad. So
No, he's a good. I think yeah, I like him. I mean, he's not too. They both are not too wild about regulations. I
so
should say.
he's pretty reliable still.
Yeah, they both are reliable. They are. I'm I'm reckless. Okay, you gotta know this about me. I'm reckless.
I would have never guessed.
Well, okay.
But yeah, that painting stuff. I'll think about that and get back to you.
Cool. Yeah. Got you. Oh, look, we're back to Whisper Base, I guess.
Hyperspace suddenly arrives as it. Exactly. Yeah.
Moves the speed of plot. It was there a I saw a beautiful Sabak game going on between Tamit and Kel. Is there anything else you guys wanted to do? That was
No, I
Just-
think Tamit gets 50 creds off his lieutenant and then realizes that Kel's much worse at this game than he thought, and he doesn't want to take him completely to the cleaners. That would be unseemly.
Oh, but no, you keep those 50 creds out, and they're all yours.
Temit's counting them, shuffling them into his bag, wiping the kind of sweat from his brow, and he looks up and says, "You know, boss. So Sabak aside, I'm a little rusty. I'm sorry about almost getting the whole mission endangered there with the bounty hunter back on world."
Yeah, well, I'm just glad you used stun.
Me too. I should have saw her. I should have saw her. Yeah, I should have saw her. And then I think Temmet walks off to his corner of the ship.
Not looking as sharp as feeling not as sharp as he normally does, right?
Right. Yeah.
Man, do you put this stuff in your reports, Kel?
No, God, no.
Okay.
Cal's not really one for much of the paperwork. You know what I mean? The reports are very, mission accomplished. Like Stormy's taken out, commendation for Ardan, commendation for his reprimand, commendation for Zyra.
Reprimand commendation.
Yeah.
Nice. So when the Gundark comes in, pierces the atmosphere, or pierces, the shell of Arda.
It's known as the Sunspark right now. I'm sorry.
Sorry, thank you very much for that. The screaming Sunspark, when she nestles into Arda II's atmosphere, and you are headed towards, and if you glance at Whisper Base, you see that there's the cool launch pad. But one of the things that Zyra and Lily, you would definitely notice, I think Tamit, maybe you're filing away your ill-gotten gains. And Kel, you notice if you wish. To the west, if north is the top of the map of Whisper Base, to the west of the launch pad, outside of the base, in an area that has been cleared of the jungle, because it's a very jungle area overall for Whisper Base, you see that there has been marked off in the dirt a rectangular area, and there are 8 people on that rectangular area within the rectangle itself, and a number of people outside all standing around it watching. And maybe you recognize or pick out a few of the Whisper Base staff, some of your fellow soldiers, and the 4 are like, as you get closer and closer, you see they're like moving around. You're not sure what's happening. And as you get closer, you see that they have these like weird mitts on their left hand, except we'll say one of them has a right-handed mitt, and these odd scoops, and they're flinging an electrified ball at each other. It appears to be like a sport, except it's kind of brutal. So I'm curious, Lalit or Zyra, have either of you watched the sport known as shock ball before. Shock ball is an outdoor team sport where the objective is that you have a certain amount of time and you stun members of the opposing team using the charged ball. The winning team is the one with the most conscious members after the certain amount of time has elapsed. There are different weird rules, but that's the core of it. It was that is a sport that they appear to be playing. And so I'll ask Lilith, is this a sport you're at all familiar with?
Oh yeah, that's it's popular among mercs because they get to brag about how tough they are.
Yeah, I think your dad. Greg may have had a. Okay, cool. You're back. I think your dad maybe won a bunch of money because he's a true blue fan for the Bonadon Blasters. So, what about Zyra? Do the Unbound care about things like shock ball?
Some of them, I guess. Yeah. I mean, Grass doesn't play, so that's one of Sarah's popsies. Grass doesn't play, but he makes a lot of fun of people who play, and he loves that. He loves being the heckler for this game. So, and Sarah's played because I mean, come on, you get to steal a ball from people, right? That's fun.
Indeed. Cool. What about Kel?
I mean, I used to be a big fan, but ever since Carnet Crowns sold out and got taken over by Kuat Drive Yards, nah. It's just not been, game ain't got no soul anymore.
It's so real. I feel that. You see me. What about Damn It Ardand, Ranger Ardand?
Yeah, shock ball's always been a lesser cousin to hut ball. Hut ball really, it defined the genre. And the shock ball, some might think it's brutal, but it's just a stun. It ain't nothing like the old Republic days. You know what I mean? So let the kids have their fun, but the men play hut ball.
Yeah, I mean these guys brag about how great they are, but you're just getting stunned. So
have you ever played hot ball, Termin?
Oh well. Just a couple games. It makes you feel alive, but it's more of a spectator sport for the most part. If you're not a professional athlete like the greats.
Okay, maybe we should go and play some hot ball against someone, but maybe not here, okay? Because we need these people, and stunning seems fine. Also, it's not that much fun getting stunned by one of these balls.
I would like to suggest that as we're landing at Whisper Base, I'll say, hey, I mean, you want to get involved? I'm sure PAX could always use another player.
Yes.
And then I'm like,
I was close to just landing next to them, but there was no place. So damn. Okay.
So you land on the elevated platform that is the official landing base. As you do, there are a few members from the base who rush out, right, to check, and they'll help. They're engineers. This is what they do. Their job is, they bring you guys in, make sure you land in the appropriate
droids
area.
can't do that. Droids can't do that job.
They do not assign that to droids, no.
So easily hacked. Slice.
And when you guys come out of the Screaming Sun Spark, you can hear the people still playing and yelling, and there's a bit of laughter as one of the team members from Team Daristed, evidently Viner Delst, the villager, he's formed up his own little team of friends, and they're not very good, and they just got basically pantsed by Team Turncoat. Team Turncoat consisting of the ex-Imperials who you guys convinced to join the New Republic, as they jokingly call themselves Team Turncoat. So I'm curious. The game will end soon enough, but if you want to hustle down, you could catch the last remaining minutes of that, or you guys
I would definitely, I think it would be good to watch, but I think what I'd like to suggest is that we mix the teams up, because I feel like that's the thing for Cal, right? That like get the villagers and the rebels together, and like they play again, like even the odds of it, you know? Like how about a round together? Try and like win some hearts and minds, right? Like
Can I play? Can I play? Can I play?
I think we gotta play, Lieutenant. We need a little R&R after that thing, and I still got a pretty bad crick in the neck from the stun, but I can get out there and throw a shock ball like you could not believe.
how about we sub in for some of the villagers who are like badly stunned, right?
Team Darestead looks rough, man, and
Yeah.
Team Turncoat, they work real well together. Maybe it's all the Imperial drills, although you'd think that they wouldn't be very good shots because they were stormtroopers, but turns out
No. Why would you think that?
you stick a scoop in their hand, they're pretty good at throwing a shock ball. Sure, so if you come in, Viner Delst, of course, sees you guys, looks upon you still like a sense of wonder. You're the people that freed his village. And he says, oh, we were just practicing. We'll get much better, he says, covering for his friends, who, like, one of them is still just laying out. Like, he is not woken up yet to, like, throw some water on him. He's down. He's just sitting there.
Well, I got 3 eager players right here willing to sub in for your guys.
I know a few tricks too. So.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm just gonna watch. Cracks open a beer, sits on the side, right?
Nice. So as you guys start to form up teams and they're handing over mitts, so there's the scoop that you use. You're supposed to use it one-handed, but if you need to, you can use it two-handed. You have a mitt. The mitt can actually hold the ball without getting you shocked, but you're supposed to play it not wearing a whole lot of clothes because cheating, etc. But yeah, if you get hit by this shock ball, it's gonna zap you. It will likely take you out. Like if you get hit by it well enough, you can get a little bit of a zap. Like if you barely touched, it'll just kind of hurt like a bitch, but won't knock you out. And the play, yes, as I described before, you're quickly described. The rules are don't get knocked out. And I think maybe as you, Lieutenant Trazik, are forming up by the sidelines, that the Radataki Ivory and maybe even Second Lieutenant Charcourt are both there watching, and Ivory will kind of skip over to say, welcome back. I can't believe you guys got back from a mission and you're doing this. Is crazy. I can't believe these guys are willingly playing this sport.
Why not?
I mean,
It's kind of fun.
yeah. I mean,
It looks
You wanna
worse
make
than
it
it actually is.
yeah, you want to make it interesting, Lieutenant? I got 60 creds on my guys. Team Darestead making a comeback.
Charcourt's like, yeah, I'll take that bet. 60 credits sounds good.
Looks meaningfully at Ardand.
You have to lose 110 creds in the space of an hour.
Ardand, he gets down to his shirt sleeves and pants, kind of puts his gear down, takes the second half of the energy bar that he had, runs out to the field, wakes up the most recent stun player. Hey, eat that. You'll be fine. Get out of here. Go. Give me the mitt. I need the mitt and the scoop. It's fine. You've been recently stunned. I understand, but you need to give me these things. Thank you. All right. It's fine.
Right?
You'll be fine. I was stunned like 12 hours ago. It hurts, but you'll be fine. Get off the field. Go get. Thank you. Get. All right.
He kind of does the like family circus Billy thing of just winding around before he finally steps off of the rectangular marked out as your area. This is great. So just to make sure, Greg, you're aware of what's going on. If you look on the Whisper base, the 4 that you guys are facing are on row 52, columns D through G. So it's Pex, Baku, Pag, and Corporal Toma Haxon. They were all Imperials who were originally on Whisper base, but gave up and then decided to join a winning team, and now they are all officially New Republic soldiers, but jokingly call themselves Team Turncoat. And as you guys start putting on the mitts and everything, Pexus, you kidding me? We just beat these Darestead guys. Now you guys got to play 2 back to back like a double header?
Winner plays on. Let's go. Let's go. Hustle. Hustle.
I mean, if you're tired, you can maybe sit this one out, take a little nap.
Oh, and Peg will get in on the tease there, and he goes, "Go, are you tired, Pex? Do you want some water, Pex? Huh? Do you want to go over and rest? We could maybe a bench. We could requisition a bench for you. And make it out of. Shut up. Yeah, let's do this. This doesn't count for the tournament. Darestead, you lost already.
While you were here playing games, we were out there doing a mission, right? We just come back from it, and as Temet said, he was done then. So." Quit whining.
Fine. He scratches at his little newly formed little Van Dyke that he's been growing there. And yeah, you guys form up on either side, and you have mocked Pex enough that he will just kick the shock ball over on your side. He goes, "All right. You guys go first." And they're hot. Like, it's hot out here. This is jungle weather. This is sticky jungle weather, and none of them look sexy at all. Maybe Toma, but probably not. They've been in this for a while, and they're not dead tired because they're soldiers. They're used to having to do this kind of stuff for a while. But yeah, it's definitely a thing. So yeah, here's the deal. If you have the shock ball and you want to make an attack, then you're going to have to roll for it. I think our difficulty will be a moderate difficulty roll. And I feel like it's a melee. It feels closer to melee than any of the others. Oh, throw.
There's a throw. Yeah, I was going to
throw.
that.
Cool. There, of course, is the opportunity to try to help out friends, try to block and protect others. Will be a thing that you could do, but I think that would probably be like a brawl, I think, or maybe athletics. Yeah. So let's start off. Who goes and picks up the shock ball?
Temet, you cover my back. And I do the thing where you have to be quick. Or do you want to go, Lily, so we can see what you can do?
Sure.
Okay, you go first. If they get the ball, I'll take it again.
Viner says, "I've been working on blocking. I'll just do blocking."
Cool, you're my man.
Yeah.
Hey, is it permissible to get on somebody's shoulders and jump from there?
I don't think there's a rule against it.
See? Cool.
Gonna like springboard off Tamit's back, like over the heads and throw it down. Kel is like, doing the whole backseat coaching thing from the side. Hustle up, come on. She's open. Yeah.
Charcor's laughing. And yeah, you guys have a few dozen members of the base, staff of the base, and a few Darestead villagers who came to support their team that got totally trashed by Team Turncoat. So who's grabbed the shock ball? It sounded like Zyra was asking Lily. All right. Lily, you've got the shock ball. You see that these guys, they form up in pairs, like they're covering each other, try to block it. So let's have you make your first throw.
Yeah, I'm gonna start out with a feint, actually, where using both hands, look like I'm gonna throw it, but it actually goes into the glove. And then when they move, take it and throw it at the other team.
Yeah. And by the way, the rules for shock ball are non-existent. So if we decide that there's a cool rule to tweak this, that is fine with me. Good. So let's have you make a roll. You're rolling your 3D, and the difficulty is a 15.
And is somebody helping in that particular maneuver, do you think?
That's a great question.
Sure. Helping seems like a good Um, how to help? How to best help? Maybe just to do some shenanigans to distract them, right?
Yeah, sell the feint that Lilith is leaning into. So pretending that I'm getting past the shock ball and I'm, circling it back to Zyra or something like that.
They're like moving together. These guys are they're pretty decent. Like they got their stuff going on. They did trash the villagers, so cool. So you get help die, which means you get an extra die from both team members helping you. You're rolling 5D. Remember, the leftmost die is the destiny die.
There we go.
Okay, destiny die is a 2. And your sum total is a 19. So look among the 4, Pex, Baku, Pag, and Toma. Who is it that you tag with a shock ball?
Baku.
Nice. Poor Baku. I think Baku actually, he was counting on Pag to cover his back, and Pag just missed it just barely because he was going for the feint from Zyra. And so he misses the shock ball and it hits Baku and he goes down. And Pag is like, oh man, I'm sorry. Scoops up the shock ball and he looks around. Toma is like moving out, like she wants to be tossed the ball. She thinks she's got an angle on Ardand, but yeah, Pag is a little bit of a ball hog, so he is going to take it. And I think he's going to throw it straight at Zyra, realizing that Zyra, being as agile as she is probably the most dangerous opponent.
It's permissible to catch these things, right?
You can do that with a scoop in the mitt. Absolutely. Do you want to try to catch it?
Of course, I want to try to catch it. I want to, I want to try to catch it.
All right. I think that is an agility roll. This one's tough, though. I'm going to say it's. I'm sorry. What did you say?
I'm good with agility.
Okay,
this one's
perfect.
Tough.
Yeah, I'm going to call it difficult. Difficulty of 20.
Okay, and need some help here, people.
Yeah, how to so if they're throwing it towards Zyra, Zyra already gave Tim the heads up to be running cover for her, so he's definitely trying to stay, scoop and glove up to catch before she does, or at least get a mid on it to slow it.
Just maybe some of these other guys try to tackle me and you can block.
You got it. That sounds good.
I'm heading for the thrower to try and intimidate or get in his way.
Yeah, nice.
All right.
Cool.
Wow, you're rolling 6D against a 20.
Yeah,
I think you'll be fine.
No, I don't need a fudge die. See how that goes. Wow, I rolled a 1 on the destiny die, but I caught the ball.
Okay, cool. You definitely caught the ball. Tammet moves in to block, and you catch the ball. But I think that the complication is that you had to kind of twist your body a little unnaturally, and I think you take a condition as a result.
Okay, that's fine. I will take the condition. No, dead is not. Trapped.
Put that to the far right, right?
I take trapped. Maybe I lost a little kind of I was over enthusiastic, which is a thing that Zyra often is. So when the thing happened, she got onto Tammet's shoulders and just jumped up, caught the ball, rolled, and then looked up and discovered that she was standing exactly between Peg and the other, and Toma.
Okay, Peg and Toma, awesome.
But with the ball.
Right, with the ball. That sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Zyra's getting crowded, and I think Toma's taking the edge of her scoop, and she's going to try to like wedge the ball away from Zyra. Tammet, what do you do when you see they're trying to? They're not allowed to physically attack her directly. They can. I think it'd be cooler if they just, you can try to steal the shock ball.
Yeah, I think Tammet is
like lacrosse, right? Like sticks, and you can back the sticks, and the ball comes out of it, kind of.
Yeah, that sounds good. I like that. Thank you, Will.
Tammet's going to try and out scoop the scoopers, and he's going to try and get in there and get his scoop in between Toma and Zyra and free it up to pass to Lilith.
Ooh, nice.
Yep.
Cool. Let's give you let's do a melee for you.
Okay. Melee is going to be
Dexterity.
oh, dexterity still. Okay, 46.
Yeah, because melee's actually, I mean, you're using your scoop, so it feels like it absolutely is a melee.
Yeah,
attack.
that tracks.
And we'll call it it's 2-on-2, so we'll call it a moderate difficulty again.
Moderate. Okay. All right. So rolling in 4. Oof. 14 and a 1 on the destiny die.
All right, yeah. So I'll give you a choice. You can either take a condition, or during this tete-a-tete, you
Also
end
use
up.
a character point.
It's true. You
Just
get it. You want to
saying.
spend a character point? You
Can I use the character point to re-roll the destiny die? No?
I think no, but that's a super interesting question.
That sounds right. I believe it. Behaves like any other die, adding to the final result. Yeah, okay. And adding a character point. Sorry.
No,
Well, I guess
okay.
I have the character points and force points. Now, okay, so what were the options, Rich? I can take a condition or...
So when you spend a character point to alter a roll, you roll 1 extra die, so it doesn't replace. That's
Okay.
Cool. So your choices are this: you can either get shockballed, black, or you can take a condition in the doing, which will, if it applies, could cause you to drop dice and or narratively have different choices.
Sure. I think I'm going to... So I'll still have a 1 on the destiny die, so I'll still be in a pickle. I think I'm going to spend a character point to roll 1 extra die just to successfully get that ball out, and then I'll take whatever happens.
Better roll a 6, bro. Good luck.
All right. I don't got to roll a 6. You said it was... Oh,
It was 15 for difficulty, Rich.
Oh, you're right.
I need a
Damn
14.
it. I don't know why I thought of 20. All of a sudden, my brain went to 20. Sorry. Roll that character point. You definitely get a success out of it, but you do have the...
all right. I take it up to a 19.
Okay,
Still
cool.
got the 1 on the destiny.
Still got the 1 on the destiny. So I think with the 1 on the destiny, you end up like flinging it, but if you're okay with this, I don't want to make you feel like your character's a dork or anything, but like maybe you lose the hoop a little bit, like it kind of flies out of your hands or gets wedged a little bit in your mitt. So you're going to have to spend an action trying to re-grab your scoop. Is that
Perfect.
cool?
Yep, sounds good.
But the shock ball comes flying over to you, Lilith, and when you catch it, you have an unguarded, like no one is watching his back, Pag, because it was Pex and Toma was over there trying to steal from Zyra. What do you do?
Unguarded, I'm going to go for the headshot.
Nice. All right, 15 difficulty. You are throwing.
Can I help?
I don't know. How would you help?
Yeah, I mean, still trying to keep the distraction up, probably. I don't know, maybe shouting something about the lost hoop from Tammet, because that would maybe keep their attention.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and take a helping die then. You're rolling a total of 4D.
Only 10.
Only 10 and a 2 on the destiny die. I think it's a thing where it's dead on for his head, and he just barely gets the scoop ahead and catches it. And then he kind of catches it, looks at the other guys, and then they pull back and they start to form a play. And with just 3 of them now, they're going to focus on the weakest link. They're going after Tammet. But Vider Dels like steps in your way because he's going to try to block and protect you, Tammet. It's probably not going to go well because you look super nervous. What do you do, Tammet, with you see these 3 folks that are like passing back and forth, and they're trying to make you not like, they're trying to keep you discombobulated. Like, where's the shock ball going to come from?
Yeah, I think Tammet sees that he has to be on the defensive. He's leaving his scoop on the field, and he just has his mitt up, just trying to keep eyes on it so that he can defend himself. He won't be able to throw it, but at least he'll be able to catch it when it comes. So he's going on the defensive.
Sweet. Give me, I feel like just an agility roll is the best option to try to nimbly catch this things that feel right to you.
It feels right.
Okay. And the difficulty on this is difficult. So
All right,
the target
20.
number is a 20.
All right, I get a 17 with the 6 on the destiny die.
Ooh, a 17. So I think what happens is you don't successfully catch it because Viner, he like steps in the last second and he does not, he like knocks it to the ground. So he failed to, like, you failed to catch it, but neither of you guys were shocked by it. And now you have a 4-on-3. And Team Turncoat starts backing up, and we cut over to Kel watching the match. And Charcoat says, "I think your team's luck's running out. They really don't know what they're doing."
I'm insulted. They may not know what they're doing, but their luck is certainly not running out yet. I mean, Zyra, that girl's nothing but luck.
Nothing but trouble.
Yeah.
Don't worry about us, Lieutenant. We're just feigning injury. You know how it goes.
You're left, Ardan. You're left.
Right.
I feel that you can also throw in helping guys, Cal, because I mean you are strategizing.
Oh, providing
right?
strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Why not? I provide a help to this.
Sweet. So yeah, it is 4-on-3, and you guys currently have the shock ball. Who's taking it and who wants to make a throw against which player?
You mind if I take it?
I was going to pass it to you.
Okay, nice. Who do we have? Toma, Peg, and
Pex and Pag. Yep.
Pex and Peg. I feel that is too many people with P here.
They love it that way. They like confusing
Yeah,
people.
I know.
Pecs and Pags to me are just like the duo, like in my head forever.
Yeah, right. So I think I'm going
I'm Pex,
for.
he's Pag. Sorry.
Yeah, okay, he's pegged now. Peg is pegged. I hope. I'll try to, and I'm not trying to throw it. I'm trying to kind of slide
Mhm.
beneath one of the blockers and then touch the shock ball to Peg.
With a mitt, like you just grab the mitt and just like slam it against him. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. That feels like a brawl roll.
No, I can't brawl. I need to do an agility here.
Okay, cool. So
This has nothing to do with strength.
Melee?
Melee,
yeah,
melee is
melee
also
feels
fine.
like it could work. Yeah, melee could
okay.
work.
Because there's the sticks involved as well, right?
Absolutely.
Like,
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
it. So I think this again, you make things hard on yourself, right, Syra?
know.
So I think this is
Yeah.
difficult. You'll need a 20
Yeah,
or
yeah,
better
yeah.
to pull
Okay.
off this bizarre maneuver.
I
Can I-
probably need
and-
some.
Can I attempt to help? I know I'm spending an action to get my scoop, but maybe I do it in a very ridiculous manner, such as a way to like, oh, sorry, I missed you there. Oh, hold on, let me get this. And I'm jostling them. It's not physically, combating them, but it is. It's playing dirty, playing a little rough.
Sweet. I will say that your help die is that Toba ends up laughing at you, not in a derisive way, like she just thinks it's hilarious. that-
Oh, okay.
And so she is distracted and not able to help out poor Pags. So that'll be your extra die for help from Tammet. Was Kel shouting out orders, and would you actually tell Zyra to do this bizarre maneuver?
Yeah. I think it's like it's what the Bonadon blasters, right? Like the whose team was it that that was Case's father?
Yeah,
like,
it was the Bonadon Blasters.
the Bonadon blasters. Yeah, I call out the name of like an infamous striker who won the cup back in Thingy. Like do the Feltrix maneuver. Go on.
Oh, the Feltrix
Yeah.
maneuver. I'm writing that down.
Okay.
And when I hear that, I realize what's going on and go to sort of lock down. Was it Peg who's the target?
Yeah,
I imagine it's
yeah.
like boxing him in, right? Like because he can't
Yeah.
push through you, so you're like cutting off his narrow escape, right?
There you go.
Yeah.
You could because it looks like I'm attacking Pags and not Peg. You could just help me sell this because I need him to spread his legs a little so I can slide between them.
X is definitely the tallest of the group too. He's
Yeah.
like a 6'3", so yeah,
See?
he's sliding between his legs is the best choice.
So that's 3 help dice, right?
That is
Yeah.
3 help. Wow.
Okay, let's see how that goes. It's an 18. I rolled a lot of bad. I'm taking a character point here. That is not cool. I need more than an 18. I want to do this. Now I've got to get rid of all these.
Just remember, if you're just doing one die, it's not a bad idea to go up to the quick roll.
Yeah, and I'm taking another die because I rolled a
goodness.
1. But I
Yeah,
want to
you
do
can't
this.
not fail. You can't not fail now.
Right.
You're
No,
fine.
no.
It just costs 2 character points, but it's
Yeah,
fine.
I don't care. I wanna do this. I wanna take pegs out because I can't fail. Sorry. Victory or death, right? Victory and death. That's something different. That's something different.
Different game.
We're not going there. No, but I do it. Yay.
Sweet. What does it look like when you shock slap him?
Yeah, well, it looks like I slide between Pex's legs, and he looks down like, ooh, what's going on? And then Pex, I'm suddenly kind of lying before Pex, and I say to him, catch, and I throw the ball at him from basically the ground, and he's like, ooh, and gets hit by the ball because he didn't expect that.
No.
Right? He tries to, but then Temma, he was looking at Temma and the stick, and yeah. And Toma was probably trying to figure out what that maneuver was. And you can probably see it dawn in her eyes what's going on, what's going to happen. But she's too late.
Nice. So, yeah, you take Pegs out, and then I think that Pag will scoop up the shock ball, and he runs back with Toma, just the two of them remaining on the team. And if you guys are cool with it, this is a timed event. Maybe the timer goes off at this point. It's like we got enough shock ball, right? You trashed the turncoats, and Pax is just laying there, still shocked and KO'd. But Pag will come over, removes his mitts, and he offers you guys a shake. And Toma, she'll come over and finally help you up, Timid, or maybe she hands you your scoop. Like she says, I'm sorry I laughed, but it was the funniest thing I've seen. And
it's all right. It's fun when the old, I get it. The muscle in the hip, it tightens a little bit. I'm not as agile as I once was. It's all in the eye. My job's eye and the hands and the arm, the legs. Anyway, it's fine. Thank you. Okay, bye.
She watches you walk off. Yeah, she watches you walk off with like a little smile on her face. Viner Delst he does some Darestead dance, and the other villagers like join in this weird little tribal celebration dance. And the turncoat guys.
Do they have like a shared dance already?
Oh,
sort of a cheering squad.
Yeah, man, they have a whole thing. The Darestead, they've developed their own little cheering section. And Viner tries to teach you guys the dance so you can join in on it, because now you're official Daresteaders. Darestead. And Team Turncoat, even Pex when he wakes up, they're pretty cool about this. They're not sore losers. This is not it's a competition with law jawing, but when the competition's done, the winner's the winner. And then the loser just needs to.
And Cal just puts out his hand to Charcot.
I don't carry money around on base. I'll get you when we get inside.
Well, I know where you sleep.
Yeah.
In the same barracks I sleep, yeah. So yeah.
Straight. Hey, everything work out with Renzi Tosh?
Yeah, we got her and we got the data. I forgot that we had Renzi Tosh on our ship the whole time. Just imagining now that she's been watching.
Yes, she's totally been watching this.
Yeah.
Been around.
Yeah, bandaged up, right? But yeah, and whatever's on that was on that astromech. I hope it, it's worth something.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad you guys are back, and as you can tell, we've decided that a shockball tournament needs to happen.
Well, it's made me money, so I'm always happy to see more. Anytime you want to take another bet, you could do it. You could double your money back, maybe.
I'm going to stop betting against your crew. Still, though, trust me when I tell you, Team Lothwolves, they are really good at this game.
Well, yeah. Really used to be a semi-pro, you know?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean the older Breely, obviously. Like,
Oh.
well, yeah,
Oh.
before he got into the hunting business.
And things are starting to break up. It's getting to the point where, you know, it's people have been out long enough. The Daristeaders are heading back to their village. They give you guys some high fives. And I think that Viner Delst is telling you guys, you have to come to Daristead, especially you. He grabs your hands, like, you have to come. You guys are our heroes. You're official Daristeaders. You have to come to the village. So they'll congratulate you guys, but then they take off, and the rest of the staff and all of your fellow soldiers will be heading into the base. And Charcourt kind of hangs with you, Kel, like the normal. Those are the enlisted. You guys are the officers. Stay a little bit apart from the group. Probably not Kel's favorite socio-political setup, but
Yeah.
she's used to it. And she says, we're getting some supplies later this afternoon. Resupplies been a little hard to come by lately.
Well, is that anything we could do something about? We got a new ship, the Flying Sunspark, I think it's called right now. Maybe be something different by the end next time I look, but
probably by the next time you look, yeah.
But yeah, we could do a supply run or something. Hell, must be some sort of Imperial store somewhere around here still.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I'll talk to Major Mothma. Maybe we should, sorry, used to being on her staff, we should talk to Major Mothma. But she definitely wants to talk to Rincy Tosh and get that information. So she'll be in a good mood. Everything work out okay? I see your whole team made it back.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't anything special, just a swoop gang. Didn't even run into the Imperials. Well, not more than once anyways. But yeah, went pretty well. Only some small entanglement with the Bounty Hunters Guild. Oh, that reminds me, I got a package to send.
Okay. I got to tell you, I envy you, Trazic. I haven't been out in the field in months.
Oh yeah, well, the fun never stops out in the field. Wasn't all that long ago that we were fighting a AT-AT right outside that door. I'd take all the rest you can get.
Yeah. Grass is always greener on the other side, right?
Yeah, well, I know the loaf wolves are always looking for more hands if you're interested.
Tempting. We cut back to you guys, the soldiers coming in, and I think, Tammet, you kind of headed off with the rest of your crew, and I think Pag, Private Rebishin, catches up to you guys, and he's like, "Hey, Ranger Tammet, Ranger Ardan."
Yeah.
So, how you doing? Shakes his hands a little bit and laughs.
Yeah. That's stun, man. You get hit pretty hard in there. Tweaks the nerve. You get a little shaky. What you can do.
Yeah, shaky. He laughs and they'll head off with the rest of the turncoats.
I almost shared my food with them. I'm glad I didn't.
Nice. So Lalit, as we take a look at Whisper Base, and we'll take a bio break in just a minute here. I just want to kind of get a gauge of things. Where does Lalit spend her time? There's everything here from, of course, the barracks, armory, the huge mess hall. There's a firing range, training facility, the briefing room. There's a med bay. There's a full garage with a couple of ATSTs and a bunch of speeder bikes and a grouchy droid. Then there's the main generator, a comm room. It's a fully operational base.
Definitely the garage, because tinkering around with vehicles is my hobby.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, well,
And yeah, have a somewhat strained relationship with the droid, but we'll get whipped into shape.
we'll see. We'll see. Cool. So then that sounds good. You'll maybe head off to the garage. Where does Zyra go? Where does she spend her time once you're in the confines of the base?
Probably just leaving the confines of the base again, because I mean, come on. First of all, that still is her ship, and she has to take care of it. And also, she's not entirely comfortable on a planet, right? That is just weird that you're not on a ship. The planets don't hum. They don't have a sound. Every ship has its own sound, but planets don't. It's so weird. How can people live like that?
What about Tammet? Where does he normally hang out?
Yeah, Tammet, I think he spends most of his time in one of two spots. He's either sleeping constantly. Tammet, if he lays down, he puts his head down, he will fall asleep. He's so used to being able to get his rest where he can and having to stay alert forever. So when he's at base, he's usually in his barracks sleeping, I think, or at the firing range, dialing in his scope, making sure nothing got jostled in the latest kerfuffle, anything like that.
And then, of course, Keltrazik is probably hanging out with the other officers. So.
No, I think he leaves that. There's a point, and if he does hang out with the other officers, it's all a bit more reserved. And then by the end of it, we've all got the Corellian whiskey out, and several cigars, and there's a Sabak game going on, and Kel is still losing in the Sabak game. But he uses he manages to get Tammet's hand and turn it around at the very last bit, But
pulled the old Wampa's nest, did you, Lieutenant?
The old Wampa's nest. That's what he says as he goes, like, you never fall for the old Wampa's nest twice, as they say.
Nice. Cool. So let's go ahead and take our mid-game bio. Cool. So we are back from break, and we got some heads up from where people generally end up when your team is around. Lily, you head to the garage, and when you get there, you see that there is a Mirialan. They are the green-skinned humanoid species with the cool tattoos on their face. Mirialan, who is there. He's tinkering around with a speeder bike. He's like stripped down to just a tank top and a pair of breeches, and he's got there's a good bit amount of grease. He's been working at it for a while. You can tell that he's trying to tune up a speeder bike. And there is a formerly Imperial droid who is standing in the corner, not doing much of anything really, because there's no mess yet. He'll look up when you come in. It's Ty Breely. He's a member of a strike team, which, like, they're called a strike team, but they seem to do some of the similar missions to what your team does. Theirs is a little bit more less scouting and sneaking, which is what Tammet and Zyra are good at. More sneaking in, blowing up, killing a lot of people kind of stuff. So yeah, Ty sees you and he says, K's, right?
That's right.
Hey, everything work out with your mission? I can't remember.
Yeah, we all got back in one piece. So, and got what we were looking for. So,
Bellsmith.
I'll call that a success.
Bellsmith, you're at one of the moons. Yeah, good. So you picked up Tosh. I met her before. My father was close with Rincy back in the day.
That's so. Well,
Yeah.
she'll probably be spending some time here, so should say hi.
Yeah. Good. I thought maybe you'd drop her off somewhere else. Anyway, did you need something? He kind of points around as if you needed a speeder bike or he doesn't know why you're here.
Oh, no. I was just came in to look at what we got here and maybe poke around a bit. That's it's kind of what I do. So.
Oh, it's mostly Imperial stuff, and we got the speeder bikes. They're all Imp and ATSTs, Imp.
I've pretty much worked with everything, so.
I've been trying to get Major Mothma to retrofit the place with some better, some New Republic speeders, or I don't know, like a walker tank, but hasn't come through yet.
Walker tank. I'm sure we could use a walker tank.
I mean, it wouldn't exactly fit, but I mean, have you seen those things?
I've seen them. I've never really had a chance to get into the guts of one. So yeah, get us one. That'd be fun.
I'll do what I can. I'll fill out another rec. There's a lot of paperwork here. It's not like the Hollows. But you guys go on missions too, so you get to do some of the fun stuff. I couldn't handle being one of the ground pounders here. Those guys have got to be going out of their mind. I heard they're playing shock ball. He says, and you get this sense like he's playing ignorant about this, this shock ball. But you've been around mercs, the like setup of something. So
yeah, but there was some shock ball going on when we came in. So.
Well, more power to those. More power to those fellas. I'm sure they'll keep themselves occupied. And then he kind of throws like a testing, like I was working on the hydrocoil of this thing, and it's one of those questions of like, I am telling you a bunch of techno jargon to see if you follow or if you're just going to smile and nod. What do you do?
Oh, definitely throw it back at it.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you're talking about that. Have you thought about the connected thingamabob here? And if the circuits run through that, you gotta look out for it. So.
I haven't tried that, but I was worried that it couldn't handle the power because Imp design is pretty weak. You want to try to see if we can get this bypass to go?
Sure.
Cool. He like pulls off the casing and he starts showing you you totally got all the pieces, and he just kind of wants to see, okay, you talk the talk, but let's see you actually finagle it a little bit. Cut away from there as you guys are working on a speeder bike. Is that cool? So I see here in chat that Sabine, you said that there's possibility that Zyra might go be painting, and you talked about painting some Hearts of the Force characters.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, Zyra liked that show, so she's going to paint. I mean, Greg, are you aware of the Hearts of the Force show in that?
I'm not. I have some basic guesses as to what it might be.
There was a game that we played that Princess Leia thought that Jedi needed better representation in the New Republic. So the Hearts of the Force is a TV show that shows some Jedi representation that was odd. It was more of a telenovela, really, with lots of hearts broken and stuff like that.
If we do a second season, I may try to do it with Passiones just because it's hilarious.
I'm calling dibs on that. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, that is a thing, just so you're aware. And yeah, Sarah is a fan. She will talk your ear off with this if you let her. If you show the slightest interest, at least. And yeah, and she will do the fan thing of arguing points like, was that actor human or not? Nobody knows, but she's convinced he was human, but others say not. So and also she's running around painting stuff because it's boring, and there are speeder bikes that need that need a paint job. Things look too Imperial around here, right? They need a good paint job on them because Imperial stuff is boring and yeah.
Nice. So do you like come in and start painting on one of the speeder bikes to give it a fresh, cool coat of paint as Lilith and oh, sweet. So yeah, Lily, you've pulled apart most of the speeder bike. You guys have actually added a good bit of tech to this thing. It's got an overdrive now, so you could goose it for a little bit of speed, but you realize if you do it for say over a minute, then it's going to blow out the engines. But Ty is pretty impressed by it. He's happy. He's like, yeah, it's, as needed basis. This is perfect. This is great. And that's when Zyra comes in with some like spray cans and starts going to work on one of the speeder bikes.
I mean, she looks over and says, hey, will this thing go faster after you've finished with it?
Well, this one will. The rest of those are still.
You need someone to test it?
He looks over at Lily. Do you like her? Because this might blow up.
I feel pretty confident in this job, so I don't see any reason it'll blow up.
Okay.
Wouldn't be the first speeder bike that blew up, so.
Sweet. These are Z4Zs. They're one of the first models. Evidently, whoever set up this thing had one outlay and then didn't get a whole lot of resupply. But if you want to give this a shot,
yeah, but it still looks like an imp bike, right? Let me give it a little twist here with this spray can before I go out. Before it blows up, and I wink at Lily.
Yeah, Ty will. Of course, he's going to let you make it prettier. It's just that dull Imperial gray with
boring.
black. Yeah, it's super
Terrible.
boring.
Mm-hmm.
This is not even jungle colors. We're in the jungle, but this thing will stick out. It's terrible.
This thing will stick out more when I'm finished with it.
Well, then at least it sticks out interestingly.
Yes.
Cool. So you give that sucker a paint job and then deem it worthy of testing. And I guess Zyra and Lily and Ty will head out. And what do we see Zyra doing on this speeder bike?
Speed testing it. I mean, sure, it's a jungle and there are trees in the way, but that's what makes it interesting.
Yeah, I think what they've done is they've effectively, Lily and Ty worked together and they kind of rigged up a little toggle switch. And Ty's a little more nervous about this, like flip it, but no more than a minute or you're going to overheat. No more than a minute. Like count to 40 and then stop in case you get lost.
Listen to him about the time, but I think that's all you really need to worry about. And definitely punch it. I want to see it go.
Yeah, okay. Then I'll go in the jungle a little and then punch it and come back.
Nice.
So you can see it.
Yeah, it gives it an extra 10-15% speed factor. So you feel it. Like it's the kind of thing where it jumps a little bit and has a satisfying rumble. But
nice.
After about 30 seconds, you do hear there are a couple of gears that start to miss. Like you can kind of feel her pushing to the edge, redlining just a little bit.
Can they see me already?
Yeah, if you want to like weave past so you can zip.
Yeah, I mean, I want to show them how fast this goes before I turn it off. Nice. I will turn it off. I'm a space rat, so when tech starts failing, I pay attention.
Absolutely.
I'm reckless, but not that reckless. I don't need to be blown up.
Nice. Cool. Then when you finally bring her back in, Ty is pretty excited. He says, that was good work, Lily. I actually thought she was going to blow up.
Nah. I'm glad you've seen a little of what I can do. So.
She missed some gears by the end before.
Yeah, I think we could do even a little more with it. So if you want to let me add it again, or maybe I could show you a couple new things.
Yeah. Okay. You want to show me a few things?
I think I have forgotten something. You two have fun. And I'll leave you alone.
Nice.
Yeah. Thanks, Sarah, for showing that off.
Sure. When you need someone to test something that goes fast, call me.
Keep that in mind.
If it can fly, it would even be better, but you know. I'm gonna catch a whooping, maybe. Bye.
So when Zyra leaves, Ty watches her go and he says, has she told you about the Thai shell cracker she stole?
No.
Pretty sure she'd tell the story better than I would, but it's a good one. You should ask her about it.
All right.
But anyway, and then he'll change the subject, talk about this is the stuff that I'm trying to requisition, and here's the other, like this hydrospader is way better, and we'll kind of cut away.
My eyes glaze over.
With interest or
No.
yeah.
No. I mean certain pieces of tech he mentions, I'll be like, but mostly
yeah, it's a little too much geeking out. Yeah, nice. That's what I like. Cool. So let's jump over to the firing range, Tim. And after say some time has passed, you've had a chance. By the way, let's take a look at conditions for the group. You guys are back. You can recoup. So trapped, if you want to unmark that for Zyra, you're no longer trapped. And it looks like nobody else has any conditions affecting them, so should be good to go. And let's say, Tim, are you like trying out that holdout blaster?
Yeah, Timot's switching between the carbine and the holdout blaster. The range doesn't have the distance he needs to really, you know, dial in his scope and practice that way. The big thing I wanted to add on that Timot's doing is he's trying to get accustomed to firing with his shaky hands. He's thinking that this is becoming a problem and he needs to, you know, get a handle of how much his hand shakes. What does it mean if he's aiming here? Does it go there? You know, that kind of thing. Nice.
Are you hiding this shake, or are you just trying to feel through it?
No, he's not trying to hide it. He's trying to because if he's in the field, he's not going to be trying to hide it against stormtroopers. He's trying to work through it, work with it.
So you fire off a little bit. This holdout blaster definitely doesn't have the kind of power that your blaster rifle does, but it also doesn't kick nearly as much. And let's say your power pack on this sucker is about 75%. When you hear a woman's voice beside you say, hey, is everything okay? And you see that it's Corporal Haxon, Toma, the member of Team Turncoat, who you guys trashed. She seems a little concerned, like she's watching your shake. And
yeah, no, everything's fine. Just
was it the shock ball? Did that do that?
No, it's a old wound. Had it with me for a while now, but everything's fine.
Oh. Is there anything I could do for you? We have a med bay now.
No. Thanks. You don't know the med bay wouldn't be any help for this. No. But I appreciate your concern. Timot kind of switches hands and he tries left-handed a little bit, sees it's even worse. That's fine. That's, you know, he turns around. Just found this dang thing, you know, trying to get it dialed in the way I like it. So just got to put the work in, you know, you just got to put the hours in at the range.
Yeah. She lets it go. Like she's not sure how to get past the the brick wall that you're throwing up her way. And so she reaches over and picks up her blaster carbine, starts to squeeze off a few shots. And yeah. Have you eaten since you got back?
I mean, yeah. The mess hall is just down the way. You know, can't be sleeping on an empty stomach. That would just do you wrong. So no, of course I've eaten. Yeah, no. If you need any help with that, and he kind of gestures to the carbine, he says, "I have one of my own." He shows it over the shoulder. He says, "It's sighting this thing. This is a tried and true rifle of the Republic right here, and you know, it's good to know how it works. But yeah, I've eaten. Sorry."
Pag said he filed his sights down, but I don't think that actually helps him shoot any better.
Oh, it most certainly does not. Unless he has some sort of other aiming apparatus on the rifle, he's only hurting himself, really. And I mean, not for nothing, but I've seen y'all's work. I'm not sure getting rid of any sights is a good idea for those stormtroopers. Those helmets make it difficult, I imagine.
Oh, I wasn't a stormtrooper. I was in comms. I had the even uglier helmet that showed my face and gave me no protection whatsoever.
Yeah, it's not much for a helmet, is it?
No. You trust those guys, right?
Who? Trust who?
With us. We were imps. I just always worry about that.
No, yeah, I trust y'all. If you you know, plenty of people in the galaxy were on that side of the war for some time, and not everybody knows what they're doing is wrong. It takes time and it takes perspective to come to it. So I trust you all turned. I mean, we're not gonna. I honestly, I think it's kind of wild you guys call yourselves the turncoats. That seems a little derogatory to yourself, but it can be funny and it can help you work through stuff, I imagine. But yeah, no, I think you turned on those imps just as much as I would have if I was in your situation. So.
Okay. Well, like Tracer, she gives us all kinds of budos. She even joked that the only reason we turned is that we got caught. But I never got the opportunity. I mean, the Empire was all I knew. You guys were just a bunch of terrorists.
I wouldn't go around throwing that T word where the lieutenants might hear you, but
I know. I wouldn't.
I understand what you're saying. If you don't have the opportunity, you don't realize what you can do when you have it. So, you know, no skin off my back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. I think what we're doing is right. I can't change my past.
No, who can? Who can? It's a part of you. It's what got you here. It's what you do now that matters. If you think what we're doing is right, you stick with it. It doesn't matter what Lieutenant Tracer says. She'll see you come around. She'll see your worth. If Lieutenant Tracer, if any of the hierarchy of the Republic look down their noses at former Imperials, well, there wouldn't be half the hierarchy of the Republic. Just take some time. You'll get through it.
Okay. Well, thanks, Ranger. And she
not a problem. Not a problem. Now
looks down at her blaster carbine and yeah. Okay.
Keep working on it. She'll see the right of it. You'll do just fine.
Okay.
Temet nods and then turns back and gets back to firing.
Cool. And then we cut to the officers' quarters. Rincy Tosh, she went to see Major Mothma, did her debrief, hands over the information that was contained on the astromech that you guys had saved. And eventually Borsk Captain Borsk Ovar, the Bothan, who's squat and short, like he's. Oh, Rich wants to convert. How I will do.
Don't worry about converting. We can do American measurements.
Hold on. 1. He's like 1.6 meters, maybe 1.7 on a good
Okay.
day. It's kind of short.
Yeah.
He's Bothan. Bothans are not tall.
Yeah. Petite.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he's fire plug built. Like he's broad shouldered. So he's short and squat like a little fire plug. And he comes out and says, Lieutenant, come and Major Malthus, see you now.
I throw my Sabat cards onto the table, nod to the others, and pull my chips and walk out with them.
I think Trace will say, no. I think if you quit in the middle of a match, you forfeit all of your chips. And I think Charcourt immediately is like, psst, Trace will let him take his credits. And I think Corinne. Oh, actually, Sergeant Corinne wouldn't be there, so.
Yeah, I just laughed. Say, like, well, you'll have a chance to lose the rest of your credits later. All right, like, but I'm just leaving. I'm not getting caught. I don't even deign to pause for a second as I just swoop my ill-gotten gains into my hand and leave.
Nice. Cool. You head into Major Mothma's office, which, while she hasn't retrofitted much, she did do the upgrade of taking one set of officers' quarters, creating it into a med bay, and then her quarters are pretty nice. Must be the advantage of her mother being so well placed.
Yes, nice Trandrillan throws.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Drilling throws, a little bit of nice feminine touches within a military officer's like quarters. But she does have a little like Comtech set up and a desk, and when you come inside, she says, "Oh, thank you, Lieutenant. Kel, have a seat. You want some brandy?"
Why? Yes, please, ma'am.
Good. She gets up, smartly walks over, and it's not like she has like a cabinet of the stuff, but she does have a bottle of some nice Chandrillan brandy.
Of course,
And,
yes.
She pours a couple of tumblers and brings it over and slides one to you. Says,
next best thing to the old Iranian stuff,
Oh, well, that stuff's every sip gets more expensive.
Doubles in price every sip. Yeah. Tasha's data was about some sort of superstar destroyer that Zsinj's building, right? We get the location?
Yes, we do. We have the location. I suspected it would be near Sereno, of course, the capital planet, but it couldn't be farther from the truth. The corporate sector is where they seem to be.
Well, Zsinj still holds on to a lot of the corporate sector, and not many of those folks want to fight back.
It's true. There's a lot of Zygarian tech that's being added into this superstar destroyer.
Zygarian tech?
That is what the reports are saying.
Huh. That's a bit weird. Ain't like the Zygarian royal family to get involved in things outside. I hear there's a princess of theirs running around somewhere.
I hear that too.
Well, what's next, Major? Seems like Whisper Base is, it's our forward point, but where do we go next?
She sits back. Along with this superstar destroyer, there's some other things that Toma has brought to my attention. She's a damn good comms tech. I'm rather proud of the people that you've brought to our side.
Well, ain't me, it's the rebellion.
I think if the Loth Wolves, if the strike team, the Loth Wolves had come here, we wouldn't have had any converts. We wouldn't have had any survivors.
Well, yeah. But plenty of good people out there in the galaxy. Just need to, make sure that there's more and more of them every day.
Yeah, I agree. So our latest resupply has run into a bit of a snag.
Well, I'm sure Zyra's just itching to take off on the, I don't know, the flying, whatever the hell it's called today. The flying gun shark? I don't know.
Well, we do have the benefit of knowing who interrupted the supply run, robbed it. Rykar Rajed. Do you know of him?
Rykar Rajed, do I know of him? Can I roll a streetwise?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. 3D.
We'll call it a. It's an easy roll, actually. So a 10 or better.
But I only get an 8. Do I spend a character point? No, I don't spend a character point. I want to start saving to improve some skills.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
That's the cool edge of the Star Wars role-playing game. Do I want to succeed now or do I want to be better later? Some people hate it. I love it.
I'd save up so much to raise a decent skill anywhere though. It's
you're not wrong.
60 to go from 2D to 3D, right? So
It's a lot.
yeah.
It's a lot.
But yes.
Raja is one of the more accomplished smugglers in the Tyon cluster, and it seems he's decided to move into raiding. There's a small crew, primarily consisting of, she's not hesitating, Rich is hesitating, cloak shape fighters.
Okay.
I believe I know where he is hiding, where his little hideout is. Would you be interested in forming up a team to go retrieve our supplies?
Yeah, repo drop, huh? Just like the old days.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I'll get the gang together and we'll head out first thing in the morning.
Good. The Obana Belt is where you are headed.
On about. Any idea on? So they got these cloak-shaped fighters. Well, Zara will be happy. She always likes to fly rings around anything.
The cloak shapes will be easy enough, but the Blaze of Glory is Rykar's ship, and it is formidable.
Well, everything's easier from the inside.
Oh, good. Wish you the best of luck. Thank you, Lieutenant.
May the force be with you. I leave.
Says I'll drink to that.
Cool. I think we're well equipped, right? I'm up for a Star Wars cut to the ship if everybody else is.
Sweet.
Hyperspace.
Yeah, the Sunspark. So if Zyra, and I do see the chat, we'll double check with Lieutenant. Would you requisition the shell cracker?
The TIE fighter that can single-handedly take down a cruiser, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It's pretty badass.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. And
I
if
mean,
this Blaze of Glory is as tough as you say, maybe we should give ourselves a little edge. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I could go with that. And
Cool.
then I will fly the
So
gun
let me
dart.
ask the question: do you want to fly the two separate? Because I can't remember. I don't think the shellcracker has a hyperdrive engine, so I think you'd have to actually attach the shellcracker to.
Yeah, I
to the
think we
Sunspark.
did that before. But doesn't it have a hyperdrive?
That's why
I'm
I
not
can't.
Sure.
I feel bad. I didn't.
I'm
It's not written down that
sure
if it does or doesn't have it. Yeah,
because
so.
I know I arrived in back to at Whisper Base separately from the Gundar, but I don't know if I separated in the system or before.
And again, I didn't go back and rewatch. Hey, someone took good notes.
Episode 3, would that be? Episode
I think it was 4 even.
4,
Right, because
yes.
3 was when we
Oh, that
were
was
doing the
yeah,
whooping race.
it was 5 when you actually got it.
Ah,
Steals the
right.
shell cracker,
Yes.
and does fly off independently.
Mhm.
I think you had hyperspace because I wrote down that I hit hyperspace to leave. So I think that, and it would make sense to me for a experimental TIE fighter that, because otherwise you're kind of like, you know, if it has to go with a larger ship as well to get anywhere, then it's not as effective, right? Like,
now,
one of these
Zyra
things should
delivered
be
it to the
fast.
Unbound, is what I see in these notes here.
Oh, did they? Did she?
Did I? Okay, that's possible. That's
Yes, you did do. In fact, yes.
By
you
the
did
way,
I
just so we're
did,
clear, so
right.
in case it doesn't, I'm not trying to shoot anything down.
No, that's
try to-
fine. No, I think you're right. You're right. I did that. Ah, damn.
Yeah.
Then we have to take the Gundark. It's fine. I can fly rings around that blaze of glory or whatever it's called. Even in this, I mean, the Sunlark is a pretty good ship.
I imagine that the shell cracker has been a point of contention between the Alliance to Restore the Republic, Zyra's contract, and whatever relationship they have with the Unbound, right?
Yeah,
Maybe
that was during epilogue, so I didn't want to like countermand it, but I imagine that the Republic would be very unhappy that they didn't at least get a chance to look at it, get schematics, get like this was a very powerful starfighter, so that is a thing that it was like, okay, it's epilogues, it's fine. But now that we're like circling back, I do think there would be some need to figure that out.
yeah.
That's just
But
the tension, right? Like the politics of it all.
Yeah, you can do the politics of it. I'm fine.
See, that's the reason why I'm still there, because maybe that was part of the compromise that, okay, you don't get the shell cracker, but you get schematics, and Zyra will help you out with stuff. But that makes a lot of sense because that explains why Zyra's still with you guys and not going off. Okay, but we have to take the interceptor. I mean, instigator.
Is that what
instigator?
Nice.
That was the Imperial code we used for that ship, and we still can, right? Because we're what are we fighting again? We are fighting raiders.
Raiders, yeah. So we're going as the instigator.
We can still use the instigator, or we can throw all of the tags we have at them and see if they're confused about that.
I'm imagining the instigator, and it's Lady Vader. The rumor is that it's Lady Vader's ship, right?
Right, Lady Vader.
Oh man, it's more a Vader ship. Oh my!
Hell, you are a treasure, Lady Vader's ship. Yes, I will announce myself like that forthwith.
All right, so I'm going full on a little bit of OSR here. I want you guys to plot in the astrogation coordinates to reach the Obana belt. Otherwise, there'll be, trouble along the way. Who wants to plug those in? That would be a technical roll.
Mechanical astrogation.
Oh, you're right. Crap. I have 50-50 shot. Astrogation is right there under mechanical. Such a doof.
I mean, I can do it, of course.
I would nominate Private Case.
Yeah, that's also fine. Yeah. Sure. I can help. I mean, I know the ship and what it does, the hyperdrives, hiccups, hang-ups, whatever.
Cool.
Specifics.
The 4D.
Right. Yep, 4D. Your target number is a 10. Not impossible.
With the 6.
Nice. You, Lily, recognize the name the Obana Belt. The Obana Belt is located just on the edge of the Tyon cluster, and it is an asteroid belt. And there's no known planets around the Obana. Sorry, I knew I'd do that at least once, so now I've done it. The Obana Belt. There are no habited planets along the. Yes, there you go. The Obana Belt. So, yeah, you guys plug in the coordinates, jump to light speed, and then you arrive. So this is an asteroid belt. Riffin, the astromech that's with you guys, who occasionally will make snarky remarks and isn't the best astrogation droid because you have Lilith now, and it's an NPC, will say, "Oh, I wish you'd brought this TIE fighter because the odds of us successfully navigating an asteroid field are not good. We're all going to die. I won't die because I'm a droid and I can survive space. You're all going to die, though.
And you will write sad poems about the glorious blaze in which we went out, I'm sure."
Whatever you want to tell yourself.
Yes.
Why
Yeah,
do
well-
we keep this droid around? He really ruins the mood a little bit, doesn't he?
Nah, I mean, I've been flitting in and out of asteroid fields since I was a little tiny kid, so he just didn't figure that into his calculations.
Now, this asteroid field is a relatively significant hazard. If this is the base of Rykar, there must be a trick to it, or he really is a great pilot. So, yeah.
Does
What do you guys
anyone-
want to do, Lieutenant?
We seen anything on the sensors?
Ah.
Private Chaos? Again, to go back to our techie character.
Why don't you give us a
Ooh,
search?
Sensors roll on mechanical.
sensors roll.
Yeah.
Sensors as well.
Yay, sensors. You're actually good with the sensors. Hey. So 4D. And here's the deal. I'm not setting a target number, but the higher you, like based on the bands, if you have what would be an easy, you get some information. A moderate, you get more information. A difficult, you get more information. So you roll, and then you can spend character points or not, and then you tell me when you're done what your result is. Unless you don't even get a 10, and then I'll just tell you what your result is.
Can I add that the ship gives you one extra D, I think,
Yes.
because that is here. The ship has.
Yep,
things.
sensors are 1D, so you get an extra D. Thank you for
Yes.
pointing that out. Oh, did I cut you off, Cody? Okay.
I did get a
Oh, we
six,
got a
but
six.
let's throw a character point at it.
6 on a destiny die. Looks like you got an 18 at the moment with a moderate difficulty. We'll see if you're spinning that. If you roll a 2, then you'll push yourself up to another success range. Oh, nice.
5.
Total of 23. Just about to a very difficult range. I think that's good. I'm not going to try to sneak any more away from you. Here's what you find out. So this asteroid belt is it's quite large. However, you are able to pick out 5 large asteroids that drift in an area in the center of the belt. And it appears that there's a gap. So there's a bunch of smaller asteroids, which will be difficult to navigate. Then there's like a core, almost like the eye of a hurricane, where there are 5 asteroids that are much larger. 3 of them, and this is from your very good roll, 3 of them are capable of supporting life. And there's signs that each may have a limited ecosystem. It's possible the field might contain creatures like Minox or space slugs. However, your readings are obscured by some kind of trace substance, like similar to the interference you might get from Tabana gas.
So I'll pull that up and put it on the holo display. So.
And I'm going to copy this information and I guess drop it into chat. Is that okay for everybody? Or, you know what? I'll drop it into someone's very wonderful notes. Bloop.
Or you could put it into places in the character keeper, because that seems
That's a
like
lot of information for the character
Oh,
keeper places.
okay.
I'll be happy to,
Mm.
if that makes it easy for you. We'll stick it there.
Mm.
I will.
I love that you formatted it into the document as well, Rich. I knew you would do that. Like,
Hello, you've gamed with me before.
yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna stick that in here.
Now, similar to interference from Tabanagas. Now, Tabanagas is obviously, doesn't react well to like blaster fire, from what I would imagine, given that it is what do fire blasters with. So maybe something to keep in mind. Who knows? Potentially, it's going to be like an Aliens atmosphere process situation, where if you hit the rock, they explode. Who knows? Maybe not, but something to be careful of. I think, why don't we, Zara, why don't you bring us in close to one of those larger asteroids?
Yeah, we're going with the Imperial designation here.
I mean, I think either way, they're not going to be happy to see us, so we may as well be.
Yeah, I think that might be might throw them off a little, because if they know we're Republic, they will know we're here, what we're here for. If we
Yeah.
pretend to be Imperial, we can still talk to them and maybe try to con them out of the supplies, or con them at least into telling us where they are.
Did I see that black robe anywhere? I mean, Lady Vader could maybe make her demands for the throne.
Lady Vader is very displeased with the fact that
You find the lack of faith disturbing, huh?
Yes, I find the lack of their faith in the Empire disturbing, totally.
Okay. So what's the plan? Do you guys want to try to hail them from outside of the asteroid belt and pull this fast one? Do you want to try to go into the asteroid belt to reach that eye of the hurricane?
Yeah, that was the plan, I think.
Okay.
I think the Lady Vader con is just on the off chance of they hail us before we go in, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I imagine it as like a flying in, like, close to the ground, like using asteroids as like sensor shielding, running low, and trying to get into the base, kind of thing, right? Like,
here's the good news, Zyra. Oh. You get to use the mobility of your ship to aid you.
Cool. That's a very mobile ship.
It is. The less than amazing news is that the difficulty is heroic. Ooh. And it is a 30. And it's not just one check. You actually need to make a total of 2 checks. And for every failure, the ship is taking damage because a bunch of asteroids are hitting it.
Okay, so for this roll, I've got 8 dice, right? Yeah. Ship's mobility plus my 5 piloting dice. So that's basics of 8. If I need a 30.
I imagine Caius is helping with the sensors, right? Like,
yes,
off on that
please.
side.
So we're
setting up like an alarm system so that you'll have real-time info on incoming asteroids.
That's cool. It's very cool.
What were you about to say?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just remembered I saw the EVA. Actually, I think you're trying to evade the asteroids, right?
Yeah.
Because you're trying to dodge and avoid enemy attacks, the enemies being the asteroids. So you'd use the EVA rating, which unfortunately is 1 lower, but I'd rather us do it straight up.
What is EVA? Is evade, right?
It's 2D. Yes,
It's two. No, it's just I try to figure out what these it's mobility, sensors, firing, evade, hull, and shield.
Shield.
Oh yeah, that's. I think I will.
Yeah, I've got to like add more
write
letters.
that down because she. I have different. Okay, so that's then we're at 8 again. If you help me, so 8.
Yeah, and Tamit's going to, you know, like use the quads, the guns to shoot anything that comes too close. So that's another
nice.
one. Right.
Yeah, that's a very good play. So we are. No, I don't want you.
Care will manage,
Okay,
but I don't
we're
think
with
you know that counts as a
10.
D.
So yeah, that but with 10D that might still be okay-ish. So
50-50 chance.
I write 10D6 in this thing over here, not 20D1. That would be terrible. Yeah.
You get a 20. I mean, you get a
No,
20.
I don't get a 20. I'd get a 20, right? You're
20D1, you get a 20. Which is a
wow,
fail.
you're amazing with mathematics,
Yay.
with calculation. So I'm rolling. Come on. Here goes nothing. Well, okay. That means I should have pushed another button. Maybe
Somewhere
do I
else.
have to push? Do I have to push enter? Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what. Oh, it's a 9. Wow, that is a terrible roll.
Oh
That
my
is-
gosh.
Wow, that is
That is 5
really.
1s out of 10 dice.
Yeah,
5
that
2 2s, 2 3s. Yikes.
that is really
Nothing like
terrible.
1 4. That is the worst roll.
That
Is
is
it-
the worst roll I've ever seen.
I don't think you should spend character points because you should just
No.
eat that. I think you take your first
Yeah.
hit.
Yeah.
The result is
that's-
she's damaged. So I think it's a thing where you fire on a few of the asteroids. You fire on one large one, it ends up ricocheting and like slamming into the side of the ship. So you did hit it, but Zyra, there was no way you could know that thing was going to spin off like that.
Mhm.
And you.
Tamit's fault is what we're hearing. Okay.
Oh no! It was totally
No,
elite.
I think it was just a burst of luck, right? Because I mean, look at that roll. That was
Mhm.
just the
Can't
burst
get
of
any
luck.
worse.
No, it
You
can
did
get
make one
worse.
more, and the bad news is the ship is rattled.
Yeah, I've got
So
1D less.
Yeah,
You know, the good news is that I still got force points, so I'm gonna use them. So we're going to roll with 18 dice. Yeah, well,
That's gotta be it,
That's
right?
crazy.
yeah, that's kind of crazy, but still.
You doing it?
Sure, I've got a 68.
I rolled a 68. Then look at
Yeah.
all the 6s in this roll.
You beat it twice.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah, I mean, I'm like,
amazing.
okay, asteroid field. This is personal now. I am Syra Tarbo and Mara Vader. So I am, this is Lady Vader here. You, asteroid field, will bow to my will.
That's the speech that Zyra gives us after the first thing. Yeah.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
the speech that Syra gives. Force, obey me. Kind of seems to work,
Wow.
right?
That is amazing. You
Yeah, that-
successfully navigate the asteroid. Is there anything you'd like to add in as Flash for this incredibly good roll?
I think what happens is that if there are any people looking at sensors or something, this will look like we come out of nowhere, right? Because they had us on our sensors before, because there
Mhm.
was one on the force die, and we got hit by this asteroid, and it looked like we were a bit incompetent, and then suddenly we were gone from their scanners, and then we were somewhere else, and now they don't know what's going on with that. That was uncanny.
Yeah, I think there's like one of the raiders and their little cloak-shaped fighters is saying, it must have blown up. I'm like, no, I think they made it through. No, it's gone. It's gone off the sensors. It's gone. And then you come flying in, and you see that a couple of cloak-shaped fighters. I dropped in a link to an Imgur. Look there, these weird things look like just a pair of wings with these little tails that come off of it. Hopefully everybody saw the pic before. Yeah, they're not made to dodge a whole lot. These suckers don't leave the central area. They're here to defend the base. So they come out, but they had to scramble. They thought, oh, we'll just head back because this blew up. But they are coming out and they're trying to hail you guys.
Yeah, I think we'll hail them back. I will hail them. This is the Imperial ship Instigator. Report.
This is Obana Base. Instigator.
Yeah.
Are you
You've
from
heard of-
Zsinj's detachment?
Zsinj's detachment. Do you know who I am? Do you know who you're talking to?
No.
I am Mora Vader, daughter of Darth Vader. I can't help it. I have to laugh, but Sarah doesn't. She has practiced that. I'm daughter of Darth Vader. You've heard of him, right?
That is amazing. Let's see if you pull it off. I'm gonna say this is because
roll
of the
deceit.
fact that he swooped out of nowhere. It's making your difficulty to pull this off a little easier. So I'm gonna call it a moderate roll to con these guys into thinking that you are Mora Vader.
I've still got only 3Ds for this. But
Can we do some voice modulation?
yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Oh,
help.
nice. That's what our techie brings to it. Add a
Starts
voice mod in.
type-
Always makes things better.
Like editing in the Imperial March, like softly into the background of the con call.
Woo! It just about spit up on my monitor. That was great. Sweet. That's 2 extra dice, so that's 5D total.
Oh, well, okay, then that looks a lot better with 5D.
I mean, it won't
Holy
look as
roll.
good as a 68. Nothing is gonna look
Well, it's still a 16,
nice.
but I mean, moderate. Was
Yeah,
it?
moderate. You got it.
I got it. Yeah. Wow.
Listen, I don't run the joint, Ms. Vader. Let me tell Rykar.
Lady Vader.
Lady Vader. Let me tell Rykar. Please hold. And then a moment passes, and you hear over the comms, slightly, like maybe a little drunk.
Good.
It's Rykar. Who's Mora Vader? What the hell is this?
This is the Imperial ship, the Instigator. I am Lady Mora Vader, daughter of Darth Vader. You've heard of him, right?
He's dead. So what?
Yeah, he's been dead to me all the time. I'm sorry. I think that's what Sarah actually says.
Okay. Listen,
Kel's going to put on his finest Imperial voice and go, listen here, we are here to look at to oversee the Empire's interests. Prepare to be boarded.
I hit the supply run. Listen, the contract said whatever we got, we keep as long as we take out the supply run. I don't understand what this is about.
We are changing the contract. Pray we don't change it further.
Nice. And the two of you working together, these cloak-shaped fighters, like they peel off, and it looks like they're not going to come in and crowd the hangar bay, so they're just basically peeling off and just doing a patrol or something. And the Instigator doesn't have, to my recollection, any Imperial markings. I mean, she probably has a transponder code, but once somebody visually sees that, they're going to see that it's a old New Republic ship. So what's the plan? You've snowed these guys, including Rykar himself.
I mean, that doesn't matter because we took that ship from some rebels. That is not a problem to explain.
Okay.
And I feel that
we killed a Zydarian pirate princess and seized the ship. Yes.
Right. And I need a helmet. I so need a helmet but I still have that helmet from last time we fooled the Empire, right? I had a helmet back then. So, and I feel that Sarah might have actually done some work on it so it looks more impressive. So,
So you got a painted TIE helmet, right? Like TIE fighter pilot helmet with like red lines and things.
Yeah.
That's great.
Make it look Vader-y.
Yeah. And we have Imperial uniforms because we took over Whisper Base, so we had loads of them lying around. So can we have like stormtrooper armor on and stuff?
If that's the way you want to play it, I mean, you guys talked about this before you went into the asteroid belt. So if that's what it is, we like leverage. You are wearing stormtrooper outfit.
Cal, maybe you wear uniform, Imperial uniform, because you do the accent brilliantly.
Ah, yes, of course. I also think that we spray painted the uniform black, right? These are death these are hodgepodge death.
Oh, these guys can shoot. Hold on.
Yeah. I mean, who else would Lady Vader travel with? Of course.
Exactly. Maybe red guys, right?
Well, we tried for red, but we didn't have enough red spray paint. Like you
fair,
used all of it when you were doing your tags on your helmet.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Cool. Okay.
So, Lilith, are you in stormtrooper armor too? Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper? I'm sorry, I really couldn't help myself. and I assumed that Zyra, like, you're doing the like helmet, but you're Bora Vader, or are you just a great
Bora Vader, 100%. Yeah.
I have to wear the helmet because Darth Vader, I think, was probably human. So
yeah.
So I can't
under that stuff. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows? But they say he's. They say a lot of stuff about him, right?
Yeah,
I don't know
more machine than man. I heard.
Yeah, but that still implies that he was kind of human, and that helmet will. I might have done some modifications so it doesn't squash my ears quite as badly.
And Case is fiddling with it, and as it fiddles with it, it goes.
It's a hereditary lung disease, apparently. Yes, of course. We thought about this.
You guys come in, you land. This hangar is functional. You see there are blast doors. This hangar's big enough for 4 cloak-shaped fighters. There are 2 that are still here. The pilots have not boarded, like they're here. They got their helmets, but they didn't get in. Those close-shaped fighters are told, like, stay out there. We don't want to have to deal with you lot. And if you guys have already seen him on the off-base NPCs and places, Rykar Rygerd is on H2 of the NPCs. He looks a bit scruffy.
H2. Oh, yeah.
And you guys see him through the viewport as you're preparing to get off. You land, and of course we have a little bit of Imperial March playing in the background in post-production as the gang plank comes down. And
you mean post-production? That's what the instigator is playing.
Oh, the instigator's playing it right this moment. That's great.
Of course.
That was such a great cannon puncturing moment of Solo where he looks at the recruiting thing on the holo screen and it's playing the Imperial March. That blew my mind just a teeny bit in a wonderful way. So, sorry. Anyway, yes, so it's playing that. You guys have your own background music. That's just great. Later, if Rykar survives, he's going to tell this story to anyone who's willing to hear it if he survives.
I hope he survives, just so he can go and tell that story.
And as we come down the plank of the instigator, and we flank Lady Vader. Kel, in his office uniform, will step forward in front and sneer down at Rykar and say, I suppose this scruffy-looking nerf herder is Rykar, correct?
Yeah, I'm Rykar. Listen, he stabs a thumb. Over there's all the supplies we got. Now, he's pointing off, and you see there's even got New Republic, like the little symbol on a bunch of the crates. Damn it, though, you're a scout. And even though you're in this god-awful stormtrooper helmet, you've been trained. You know, don't always look in the way of a person pointing one way. And so you're the first person to pick up that Rykar's here. He's got a couple of pilots here, but slightly hidden in the shadows is a big, burly Aqualish who's standing with an E-Web blaster. In case this goes Ponfar shaped, Rykar has a, I don't know what the Sabak phrase for an ace up his sleeve is, but that Aqualish is his ace up his sleeve, and you catch sight of that guy. So, yeah. Rykar, though, pretty impressed by you guys, but trying not to cower in front of his guys. He's just saying, there's all the stuff we got. You guys need to take it. I'll make it up later. All right?
And I nod at the two, stormtroopers, Caius and everything, and I say, Lieutenant and Sergeant, go and inspect the supplies, the rebel supplies. Make sure everything is accounted for. And you, get your men to begin loading the ship. We're taking these back to the Empire.
He whistles to his guys, and one of them looks like puts his helmet back like on the little mounting, the ladder to get up into his cloak-shaped fighter, and he jogs over and goes, yeah, just get to it, guys. I'll pay you to look pretty. And they will start like lifting crates and start to move stuff over. Rykar starts looking at your ship. This isn't regulation. I mean, I'm no Imperial, but that's kind of a weird ship you've got there. He glances. What rank, Kel, does your Imperial guys have?
I mean, what would I be? I think I'd be like a commander, I suppose.
Grand Admiral.
Grand Admiral. Yeah.
This is the Empire. Be an admiral.
Listen to Zyra.
Yeah.
Don't listen to Zyra.
Yeah. That's what it calls me Admiral. I'm like, yes. Looking down at the number of colored stripes on my chest, right? Like, oh yeah.
I will tell him we took this ship from the winner of the Minas cluster race, a Zygerian princess, a rebels, like what was the name? A terrorist Zygerian princess.
Never underestimate the power of the Force. Yeah.
And I turn my helmet towards him and try to glare at him.
He's definitely like, he's giving you respect. You get the feeling that like he's dealt with powerful people before, and he's also just about as cocky as you are, Zyra. So he does a little like kowtows just a little bit, but then I can't help but notice she's definitely had some work done. I bet she's pretty fast. So you've changed the contract there, Admiral. Do we get any kind of pay? You're taking all the supplies?
There will be a shipment coming soon. It will have equipment and payment for your kind.
All right. Do you want me to keep hitting everybody heading into Liana?
And I will give them the coordinates of a rebel supply run, which is totally not a rebel supply run. It's like Gold Squadron's going to be waiting there instead, right?
Ooh, a setup for a setup?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. No problem. And those
And
pilots, they're
I would-
like halfway done carrying all the stuff. They're already starting to sweat profusely.
Can I flash back to something and to maybe the suggestion that Chaos should slip one of those tracking traces onto
Yes.
this ship, and we can always call Geeta Laroon and say, there's a wanted guy hiding out in the thing. He's got a rather large bounty on his head. Maybe we can all walk away happy, right?
Yeah, as I'm sort of inspecting the goods, I'll make sure there's a place where I can sort of turn my back and
You get somewhere in the base.
stick it in some place unseen. Yeah.
So Lily, there's one thing you notice as you're doing this cool little deal. Actually, let's see if they notice you dropping a tracer before you notice anything. That sounds fun. Let's have you make a stealth roll to plant this. Oh goodness. I think it's going to be a moderate difficulty.
Remember that we're near the end of the game, I think.
Yes.
So if you
No.
want to
just
use
thinking
force
that.
points.
Which I am totally going to do.
All right.
I'm a total power gamer. I apologize.
That's quite all right. I like to see some force point happening. We've got a 68 roll, so only 4 minutes ago. Okay.
16.
16? Are you sure?
Yep.
It says a 12 to me.
Oh, no. Once again, I'm looking at the last roll.
Okay.
It's a 12.
That is not a moderate success. Do you want to spend any character points?
Sure.
Okay.
2/3 chance.
Yeah, there sure is. Nice.
There we go.
With authority. So you drop the tracer, and one of the things that you notice, Elite, is the Blaze of Glory doesn't appear to be in this hangar at all. And this is Rykar standing right here. So that's weird. But yeah, you plant the tracer, no problem. It's operational. You see, of course, the telltale little blinking light, indicator light, but no one else can see, but it tells us, the audience, that it is active and will work. And then these pilots, these cloak-shaped fighter pilots, finish loading all of the illicit cargo into the Screaming Sunspark. I think that's what she's called right now. Yeah.
The instigator right now.
The instigator. Sorry,
Instigator.
the instigator to
Instigator.
these guys, to these schmoes, the instigator. And
And I will declare that the gratitude of the Empire will be with them.
okay, well, can't say it's a pleasure doing business with you, but I'll hit these coordinates and I'll be waiting for my payment. When I get paid, then I'll hit these coordinates. More Vader.
I leave these mundane details to my admiral.
I sneer and say, if you do not wish to reap the bounties of the prey, then you're too lazy for the Empire anyways. But I thought you were hungry.
Find your lack of enthusiasm disturbing. And with that, I turn and walk away.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty much it, really. I could make a roll if you would like, Rich.
Yeah, give me a roll to
Yeah.
do one last
see.
little intimidate to see if he's gonna flip that ace up his sleeve.
Yeah, I'll take.
Oh, I think I'm helping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are definitely working together. And we'll call it a moderate. So another 15.
22.
Okay. He's like,
Yeah.
bites his tongue and just waves you guys off and tells this guys just head back, and he's gonna let this happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's totally like as soon as the hatch seals right, everyone's just like, can't believe that
Yeah.
worked.
That was epic. And I take off my helmet. That was epic. That was so much fun.
Their ears unfold and they pop up.
That's
Sweet.
I'm glad you guys are so intimidating, because I mean, I can only do so much fingering my blaster.
You did perfectly. And let's get out of here.
Please, let's go. We need to go.
Yeah,
We need to
sure.
get out of here.
Don't worry.
Nice. So the instigator backs out, and we'll star warp. You don't need to make like 2 impossible rolls again. Like, you get out, it's fine. You make your way out of the Obana belt, and that will be the end of your mission. And we'll pick up with you guys arriving back on Whisper Base next session. 5. I really liked that, even though there wasn't much of a mission. The way you solved it was pretty delightful. So we'll give 5 again, 5 character points for everybody. And wow, we're like right at time. Do people have stuff to go to? We can just do like email stars and wishes if folks need to go. I know it's getting late for.
I can do stars and wishes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
I'm fine.
Sure. It's
Awesome.
Saturday, so.
Okay. Good. Thank you guys so much. Sorry about that. Sweet. Who'd like to go first with wishes?
I'll go first. The wishes, I think, after this session and the last session, I would like to see. So I'm kind of seeing Temmet as trying to kick his habit, and so I'd like to see that kind of come into play for me. Whether that's temptation or it's a vice that I'm not engaging with, and I know there's mechanical reasons for that. So I'll just say that I would like that in the next one.
Cool. I was actually trying to open the door a little bit with Toma asking some questions, but I'll make it a little more directed. I'll have the addiction start to bite you. That's fine.
Yeah, that was more I figured this what you're doing, Rich, but at the same time, Temmet, the way I was playing him, he's not ready for that conversation with a stranger.
Of course, right?
Yeah,
fair enough. Yeah. Wait, my brain is timing like 5 sessions, but yes, I think 3 are midpoint. This will be our Empire Strikes Back episode. We'll definitely have that happen. Thank you for bringing that up as a wish, Cody. That's a great wish. I can't wait to fulfill. Who's next for wishes?
Yeah, Sabine.
I mean, I would like to see a Ruping again, but that is just a conditional wish, because if it doesn't fit, it's fine. It's very fine. And I'm rather interested in the Zygerian tech that is going on there, because Sarah hasn't heard about that, but she might be interested.
Fun. Okay.
I'd like to see more of Tamik kicking his addiction. I don't know how that works with the burden. Like, can you change the burden to something else, perhaps, or like? It feels as though it's an interesting one to be able to overcome.
A 28-page thing. So I think what we do is we swap out that burden for another.
Oh, I think I'd be happy. I didn't even realize that it even says on the burden, without easy access to it, -1D. I should be taking -1D on these rolls, and I'm fine with that. It's okay. I don't want the burden to be gone. I want him to be actively like stressed.
Okay. Dealing with it. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
That is the thing I should be enforcing on you.
And otherwise, K's Raiders, I guess. Like, I'm looking forward to another mercenary company getting involved in all of this. And I really, that's the start. I'll wait for stars. But yeah, those are my wishes, basically.
All right, Greg, you have any wishes?
The whole thing with Tamet's addiction is a big thing between my character and his. So definitely looking forward to seeing that. Otherwise, nothing springs to mind.
Cool. All right. So thank you so much for those wishes, friends. Since you went last with wishes, you get to go first with stars. Greg, do you have any stars you like to use to highlight the play of some of your fellow players, or talk about a particular scene or moment that's a highlight for you?
The sports ball game was like shot ball. That was it. Was lots of fun. That was great to just sort of drop that in there as a frenetic action sequence, and you guys doing the Imperial routine. Oh my God, So awesome.
I can't believe we paid off.
My,
the
my
Lord
character
Vader.
feels like that, and as a player, it was pretty darn fun too.
Yeah, it was good stuff. Awesome. Thank you so much, Greg. Will, you're up next for stars.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that we got to pull Lady Vader off. I'm glad that we had Lady Vader come back a lot. I liked, flying the ship and like the tech roles and the supporting roles and the helping, and I felt like we were a crew doing stuff. Even though I was like the passenger there, it was nice to see like the team working kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And I appreciated that in the I'm just saying, I was about to say Blurns ball, shock ball.
Flare ball.
Flame ball, yeah, that's the Futurama one I was thinking of. But yeah, and yes, I guess that's what that was my big star, was the fact that the sports ball thing and the sort of interaction there and the teamwork of it all. It's nice to have a team.
It
is cool. Thank you, Will. Sabine, what about you?
Yeah, a huge star to the return of Mora Vader. That was a lot of fun. And it went surprisingly well. Also stars to that conversation Sarah had with Lily. That was, I like that because we got to see more of Lily and who she is and what she's about. So, yay. And yeah, stars to all of you for the short ball game. That was also fun. And stars to you, Richard, for all these NPCs that came in and tried to push stuff on us. So that was also nice.
Fun. Thank you, Sabine. Cody.
Yeah, definitely. Stars, so many stars to that last, that we crammed that in a half hour, and it went with that. I was sweating. I'm just like, I can't believe this is the way we're going. Mara Vader, we're like, yeah, we're gonna be Imperials. I'm like, is that a good idea? Why are we choosing that? And then it was like, okay, all right. So that was absolutely stars across the board for that. Stars for Zyra and Lilith. That intense character scene between the two of you was great. And stars to Will for joining on a little chat Sabak game. I thought that was a fun thing to be like, yeah, our characters are together, but like, we don't need a moment. This is good. So yeah, stars all around that. And yes, absolutely, a big old star for putting sports in Star Wars and making me excited about it. I did not see that coming. And then it was just like, yeah, that is what my guy wants to do right now. Like that was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, and if I might throw in one more thing, stars definitely to Sabine for specifically requesting the downtime scene with us. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that was great. And I thought it was neat that Cody was thinking the same thing I was, and chat said, hey, there's some like commonality between these two. And that was a great scene to highlight who those two folks are. So I've really appreciated that scene quite a lot. Thank you all so much for playing. We'll go ahead and stop the recording here.